Yeah,
that's after the Leftovers breakup. No,
I don't remember. I think it was around then because people were typing a lot of crazy shit, and I think I either sent a message of support or something like that. But I think he sent me like 2 messages back. It was like we've exchanged like 4 messages in our entire lives. That's it.
Right. Yeah. So when I was watching over all that stuff, because I was making videos about it at the time, my understanding was Ethan and Hasan breaking up was less so about their difference of opinion on Israel-Palestine, and it was more so over Hasan's community basically harassing Ethan, calling him genocidal, calling him racist, and Ethan was upset over the fact that Hasan was unwilling to at least fight back a little bit and argue with those people. There's that one really infamous clip where Ethan's like, these people are saying this crazy shit about me. And Hasan's like, well, I see why they're saying that. Can you really blame them?
Yes,
given what you've been
correct.
saying?
Yeah.
Do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
I have no responsibility. I can't do anything about it.
And all these other content creators actually, whipping their communities when their chat is going absolutely bananas over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no reason. And I thought that for the past year, especially since like the gambling debate that we had, you, me, Trainwrecks, and Ethan, that you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat. And I thought that was f***ed up, especially as someone who thought we were friends. I reached out to Vosh earlier today. I was like, listen, dude, I see something going on that I don't like. I'm letting you know it's a never-ending death spiral. It will turn out bad if you just like allow this kind of shit to foster. And he was like, he was literally like, yeah, no, fuck off. Like, these were legitimate criticisms. I was like, bro, they were literally clipping shit from my Twitter where I was criticizing Russia to make it seem like I was pro-Russia.
I just opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience cares about?
32,000 people in here right now. The reason why people are saying that is because of the conflations that you made, Ethan. That's why, like, I can't stop people from viewing you a certain way if you're gonna make these comparisons that they've heard from actually racist people. You literally implied that Jewish.
Notice how, oh my God, that was such a cute turnaround. Notice how Hasan's saying, because you've made arguments that racist people have made, you're allowed to be called racist. But for Hasan, the river from the sea thing has to be completely divorced from the genocidal Arabs or Palestinians or other people around the world. That has to be completely divorced. That was such a cute, quick turnaround right there. That was nice.
Which is obviously, very ironic because Hasan would never extend that kind of thing to another person, like, for example, Ludwig, who made a very light joke about him.
Or XQC, yeah.
Yeah.
Where Hasan, when he's viewing other people's communities, Hasan assumes that the content creator has full control over the communities. And it's funny. It's just like the conservative thing earlier, where people will like play stupid. It's like, oh, well, I'm not, I said I don't like Russia, so I must not be taking orders from them or anything because I said I don't like them, right? It's like, it'll be like when a content creator says like, listen, I can't control my community at all. I have no idea what they're saying. When you like go on stream or like in a YouTube video, you're like, hey, yeah, this guy, we all know him, right? And you're like, well, I didn't say anything bad about you. I just said, we know you, bro. That's exactly what Hasan was like. And his own mods and his Discord were posting unhinged, insane things about Ela, especially, and Ethan. And Hasan is like completely hands off, probably because he agrees with most of it, because he's either anti-Semitic or he just is unhinged politically. Yeah, it's insane. And yeah, that was 100% the reason. But he tries to pin all of it on my community and me. Hasan does. So
I think he pins it all on you because Ethan has had a few like somewhat favorable comments towards you publicly in the past year. He's been like, yeah, Destiny's a political commentator. I like him sometimes. He just roasts people in debates. He said that, and I think that really pisses off Hasan. I think Hasan really doesn't like the idea that you are like kind of the more legitimate underdog version of him.
Oh, yeah.
He's insecure about that. Which is, to me, a crazy thing to be insecure about, just given the fact that, he has so much money. He drives a Porsche. He's, no offense, he's way more rich than you. He is.
Well,
he's way more popular. So from my perspective, like, why would
let's
you
slow
even
down
be,
there, buddy.
If I was in
okay,
this,
let's slow down. Okay. I got a lot of reach outside of my own community. I don't know if he's more popular. Okay. Also, I don't know how much money makes him more.
He gets
Primes
more
don't pay out
viewers
that
on
much.
stream.
He gets more viewers on stream. Live stream viewers, that's just one metric, baby. Okay. I'm on a lot of shows. Listen, go compare the viewership that he gets on podcasts when he goes on versus when I guest. Okay. I bring the views, baby. He doesn't get shit. He has no viewers.
Well,
They're
the real
TikTok
thing
bots.
is that you have the real thing is that you have disproportionately more clout than your audience and stream viewers size would suggest. And I don't think he likes that, because I think for him, the ultimate thing that he likes is clout, because the money at this point is meaningless. That's my.
I think it's clout. I
analysis
do
of
think
that.
it's a bit of legitimacy as well, though. Like you said, he doesn't like being seen as like an uneducated version of me, or he doesn't like it when people imply that. So yeah, but then he doesn't put any work into being more educated. So I don't know, it's dumb.
He doesn't like being seen as like the guy who loses debates, and he also just doesn't like the idea that you're not like shunned by everyone around the world. Fuck, what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I want to talk about Ludwig real quick. So this is kind of old news, but I just never brought it up with you, so I'm curious to talk about it now. I had made this video talking about Ludwig because another commentary channel named Cheeto had criticized Ludwig for basically this idea that Ludwig was like protecting Chris Tyson during the Chris Tyson allegations by not covering it. I thought Cheeto's criticisms were dumb, so I made a video about that, and then I also brought up this stuff with Ludwig, Hasan, and you. In particular, it was the instance that I talked about just now where Hasan got upset over the fact that Ludwig had included the clip of him talking about streamer fatigue or whatever. And Hasan got mad at that. And I included that in my like criticism of Ludwig, because I was like, well, if Ludwig wants to talk about journalistic integrity, how much journalistic integrity can you really have when you're covering for your friend when you make a simple light joke about him and your follow-up video is all glazing him, right?
And
so
it's lying. And it's lying. It's lying. It's lying. Remember that too. When Ludwig took that video down, he said, "Oh, we took it down because it wasn't performing that well." That was a fucking lie. And
it is a lie.
When he reposted that video, he had blamed all of it. I think he managed to edit this out because YouTube lets you live edit videos now. I think he edited it out where he got a DM from some random guy on Twitter, and then he just like ascribed it to my entire fan base. But there was like no evidence whatsoever. Yeah. But, okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the reason I bring those things up is because I brought both of those things up in a 26-minute video that I made, and Ludwig actually watched it. He was in my live stream chat the next day talking about Mr. Beast drama, maybe not the next day, but shortly after. And he also left a comment on the video. And here's what he said. He said, "Fair video, but the Destiny clip where I claimed it was one of his fans, I deleted it within 30 minutes of the video going up and sent an apology and retraction. It was a mistake, yes, but there's a reason you need to use Destiny's reaction to show the clip, and that's because it was viewed by less than 50,000 people on my channel while it was live, but ultimately you're as good as your biggest L's, and that's how it be." So, yeah, how do you feel about that kind of comment? Did he apologize to you? Did he issue a retraction?
No, he didn't apologize to me. Or maybe he said an apology on stream or whatever. But I didn't say that.
Gotcha. Well, one thing I did find interesting about it is...
well, wait. Hold on, wait. Just to be clear, again, actually, I wouldn't even accept an apology anyway, so it's good that he didn't waste his time messaging me. That accusation from a normie, I could understand. From a content creator, makes no f***ing sense. You're a big creator, right? You know... that if you got a random DM from some guy, and he said, here's what I feel like right now. Some random guy could send a DM to Ludwig and go, "Hey, I'm going to eat your fucking girlfriend's head. Also, I'm the biggest Destiny fan." And fucking Ludwig, okay, after he pulls Hasan's out of his throat, would post a YouTube video the next day going "Unhinged Destiny fan DMs me." Bro, you know better. Calm the on. You're really going to take one guy DMing you and look through 2 tweets and assume that this is a loyal fan of mine? Come on, bro. There was no reason for him to make that assumption. He was so desperate to get that Hasan back in his ass that he had to make a video throwing my fan base under the bus as aggressively as possible. Right? You admit he knows better, right? You would know better, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so that irritated the out of me. Not just because he was wrong, but because he should definitely know that was not a good assumption, right? But yeah, okay.
But another thing I found interesting is that he watched the video, and in the video, that was one thing I talked about, and he did respond to that, but he did not respond in the comment to the thing about Hasan and journalistic integrity and removing a video and all that stuff. And he just said fair video. So I'm curious. Fuck, hold on.
Damn, battery die?
Hello?
Sorry, I'm here. I had to get a Red Bull. What's up?
Okay. Yeah, my mic just disconnected, but whatever. I'm curious if, in retrospect, he regrets how that went, or if he'll ever express any public sentiment towards it. He even sent me a video, or sorry, not a video. He sent me a DM on Instagram saying that he likes the video and appreciated me being fair, and he wished me the best.
That's an aesthetic.
Really do that.
They just want they want to give off the impression of being fair, so they say that this is fair, but they don't actually substantively address or do anything.
But then why even DM me? Does he think that I'm gonna be his friend or something, or? Yeah,
because he can say "Oh yeah, I DM'd him. I said he had a fair video." That was it. It just gives the impression of being fair and being impartial and being open to criticism and stuff.
Well, I hope someday he will acknowledge the Hasan glazing allegations. I think that'll be good to see.
Only if Hasan loses relevancy or viewers. Remember, these guys like survive